And after 4 days of deliberating, the judge declared a mistrial in Brett Hankison's federal trial.
The judge said security officers even responded to that juror room due to elevated voices. WDRB's Conroy DeLuche looks ahead to what could come next. Conroy?
From what we hear, it was a spirited 4 days of deliberating, according to the judge. And afterward, we talked to Taylor's attorney, an attorney for Taylor's family, who said that the prosecution did tell them to expect a retrial. Now, as for Hankison, we caught up with him as he and his attorneys left the courthouse. Former LMPD officer Brett Hankison, flanked by his attorneys, did not respond to questions from reporters.
Attorneys, anything?
Do you have a strategy going forward?
No facial reaction as we stood at the light at Broadway and 6th.
Of course, the family is disappointed. This is not the outcome they wanted, but we are here for the long game.
Minutes after he left the courthouse, Lanita Baker, an attorney for Breonna Taylor's family, said the prosecution intends to retry Hankison.
Honestly, a retrial bodes in their favor because things that they had to prove this time, they've set in stone.
Anytime that in federal court that you walk out of that courtroom, you cannot be terribly disappointed.
Brian Butler has tried federal cases as a prosecutor and now serves as a defense attorney. One of his clients is Kyle Meany, a former LMPD detective also facing federal charges in connection with the raid of Taylor's home. He cannot talk about that case, but can talk about the experience for prosecutors after a mistrial.
They'll go back, they'll get in their war room, and they'll look and they'll say, okay, what did the defense do? How did that impact our case? Is there something we can do to make our case better?
As for the defense, one strategy is to look for ways to challenge credibility of people on the stand.
And so the more times people testify, the more inconsistencies there are going to be.
Baker says the family is ready for more days in court and a chance to stand for justice.
Just as the prosecutors intend to retry Brett Hankison, we intend to be here when that retrial takes place.
Now, Butler says the timeline for any retrial could take some time, especially not just preparation, but also to simply line up schedules for the prosecution, the defense attorneys, and the judge. Now, the next hearing in Hankison's case is scheduled for mid-December. It's a status conference, and that's where the two sides will come together to decide or discuss the next steps.
Sounds like we've got another go-round coming, though, in that courtroom. Thanks, Conroy.